Testing 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Good evening, everyone. Welcome inside the Plex in Port Elgin. This is Game 1 of the WOAA Senior AA quarterfinal series between the Durham Thundercats and Saugeen Shores Winterhawks. These two teams ranked second and third in the North Division during the regular season and will face each other in the playoffs for the second time. These two teams met 4 times over the course of the regular season, Durham winning 3 times. October 17th was here at the Plex. The Winterhawks hung one on the Thundercats 6-2. October 31st, a Halloween game in Durham. That one 4-2 for Durham. On December 18th here at the Plex, it was 3-1 for Durham. Then on January 8th, a 6-5 overtime win for the Thundercats, even though the Winterhawks outshot Durham that night 43-24. The Winterhawks are on a winning streak heading into tonight's game. They have won 6 games in a row and are 8-0-1 in their last 9 games. Durham is heading in the opposite direction. They have lost 3 of their last 4 games to finish up the regular season. This will be a special teams battle here in this series. And it's something the Winterhawks will have to turn around if they want to win this series against Durham. The Winterhawks scored the fewest power play goals in the league this season, just 16, while Durham led the league with 35 power play goals. The line of Blake Underwood, Brent McDermott, and Trent Hawk combined for 21 points in the last 3 games to end the season. Underwood is on a hat-trick streak of 3 straight games, 3 games in a row with a hat-trick. Your lineup notes for tonight, not in the lineup tonight for Durham: number 3, Brock West, number 20, Brad Pitt, number 25, AJ Smith, and number 1, Troy Laux. Not in the lineup tonight for the Winterhawks: number 15, Mike Smales, number 22, Brett Brophy, number 23, Justin Ainsley, number 29, Alex Penner, number 44, Josh Jackson, and number 35, Josh Sturrock. Your starting netminders tonight for Durham is number 29, Gatlin Burt. He was 10-1-1 on the season with a 2.71 goals against average and a .926 save percentage. Starting in goal tonight for the Winterhawks is number 32, Blake Sinclair. He was 3-2-0 on the season with a 3.90 goals against average and an .871 save percentage. Well, those stats are combined between the Winterhawks and Tillsonburg Thunder. For the Winterhawks specifically, Sinclair was 3-0-0 with a 1.66 goals against average. Game 2 in this series will be tomorrow night, 7 o'clock start in Durham. And we do plan to bring that to you on the live stream as long as technology cooperates with us. We can't guarantee anything, but as long as everything goes our way, we should be able to bring that one to you. There will be 2 straight games in Durham tomorrow night, and then Game 3 Friday, February 12th at 8:30, and then back here for Game 4 on Saturday, February 13th. That is a 7:30 start here at the Plex. And with that, we will send things up to public address announcer John Davinsky.
Right now, I would like to welcome our Bruce Telecom Live Bearers tonight. Welcome to Saugeen Shores Adam Girls team. This weekend, they are taking part in the Hinkley Bay Memorial World Children's officials for tonight's game. Your referees are Kurt Wiley and Steve Barney, John McIntosh of Brickley, linesman Jeremy Healy, and all of them being
Just like to point out before the Winterhawks hit the ice here, it is a 2-referee system tonight. And one of the linesmen is actually former Winterhawk goaltender Jeremy Beattie. So just a little piece of trivia for you.
all right, a playoff welcome for your Soggy Shore. As tonight's game is being sponsored by Bruce Telecom. We'll tell you more about them very shortly. I understand we have Elizabeth, Seth, and Ethan Campbell from Bruce Telecom to do the ceremonial face-off. That's Ray Katie to the ice. And also Keith McMillan.
Hey, Muzzy.
Durham to come to the ice for the ceremonial face-off.
There you go. A little bit of stage fright.
Thank you, Elizabeth, Seth, and Ethan Campbell. Bruce Telecom, your local communications partner, is pleased to be here as tonight's game sponsor. I want to wish the Winterhawks the best of luck in the playoffs. We would now ask everyone to rise, remove your hats, for the singing of our national anthem, done tonight by Mary Fowler.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, and all thy sons from hand. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, a true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. But keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And we are just about set to get going. Game 1 between the Durham Thundercats and Saugeen Shores Winterhawks.
On right wing, number 17, Andrew Pratt. On left wing, Curtis Johnson. Jordan MacKinnon, number 8, Brendan Hickling. And number 19, Nick Wade. In goal tonight, number 32, Blake
Game one of this best-of-7 quarterfinal series between the Durham Thundercats and Saugeen Shores Winterhawks. Starting in goal for Durham is number 29, Gatlin Burt. He was 10-1-1 on the season with a 2.71 goals against average and a .926 save percentage. And as you just heard, starting in goal for the Winterhawks, number 32, Blake Sinclair. He was 3-0-0 in 3 starts with the Winterhawks this season with a 1.66 goals against average. Saugeen Shores Winterhawks in the home whites, Durham Thundercats in their road black. And this series is underway. Winterhawks control off the draw. Quaid gets it up to Fraz, who can't get it into the Durham zone. Back it goes to Hafling. Hafling over to Quaid. Long pass over to Fraz. He steps in, shoots, goes wide of the net. Johnston into the corner. And it will be Terpstra bringing it out for Durham. Puck jumps off his stick and he just shoots it in. Sinclair back to play it. He will fire it up the boards and it will come out to center to Chris Brown, pardon me. Shot in by Randy Cox of Durham as the Thundercats get a change. Quaid pass into the skates of Hawk. He gets it up to Fraz, who's at the end of a shift. Fraz stops, waits for help, finds Trevor Smith at the point. Smith walks in, shot, stopped by Bird, hits his arm. Puck bounced out, but nobody was there to grab it. Durham clears it out to center. Puck will go offside. Rigney couldn't control that pass. Not in the lineup tonight for Durham, number 3, Brock West, number 20, Brad Pitt, number 25, AJ Smith, number 1, Troy Louts. Backing up tonight for Durham is number 1, Scott Kuglin. We are just over a minute into this game. It is scoreless. Kyle Ralston tries to chip that puck away, can't do it. Feisenen holds it in for Durham. Underwood chips it up to Hawk. Hawk can't clear. He'll get it out on the second attempt. Goes to Underwood. Into the middle to Kyle Ralston. Ralston puts a backhander to the corner. Nobody home. And it will be cleared out to center. Thundercats will regroup. Captain Keith McMillan up to Zegel. Zegel checked by Dave Grant. And it comes back to Jacob Brown. Brown pass up to Thompson, who gets it in. It's into the feet of Mitchell. He can't control, and it's shot back. But the Winterhawks try to steal there. Grant tries to corral that puck. And it gets away again, held in by Mitchell. Put in behind the net to Thompson. Pass out front to Grant. He fights off a check. Dave Grant with some space. Shoots. Stopped by Burt. Puck comes around into the corner. And Kevin Tremble will put it in behind the net to John Aiken. Aiken up the boards to Jason Tremble to Ben Davis. Ben Davis whiffs on the shot, but he's able to get the puck back. And it's into the far corner. Shot off the board. Sinclair the save. Rebound comes out to Mitchell, and he carries it away. Thompson pass off his skate. He's not able to corral, but it goes to Mitchell. Mitchell in. Backhander. Stopped by Burt. Rebound was there. Thompson couldn't get a stick on it. It's cleared away. Dean Nixon carries it out to center. Nixon stripped of the puck by Quaid. Nick Quaid will put it in on Burt, and he will hang on for the faceoff. Not in the lineup tonight for the Winterhawks. Number 15, Mike Smales. Number 22, Brett Brophy. Number 23, Justin Ainsley. Number 29, Alex Penner. Number 44, Josh Jackson. And number 35, Josh Sturrock. Backing up tonight for the Winterhawks is number 31, Kevin McGivern. Mercer not able to control that pass, and it's Durham setting things up behind their own net. Kyler Nixon will look at his options. Fourth line shift for the Winterhawks. Chris King, Dave Mercer, and Greg Wardell. Puck gets by Hafling. In comes the Thundercats. It is Lucas Schott. Schott controlling it, puts it behind the net to Squigna. Squigna tries to break out front. Puck is behind the net. Squigna cycles to Brendan Ray. He's in the corner. He's checked by Hafling. Puck is behind the net. Chris King will end up with it. He'll ring it around the boards to Wardell, who just barely clears that one out. And Schott will control for Durham. Schott over to Kyler Nixon. Nixon in, Schott stopped by Sinclair. Puck comes around, Nixon falls. And it's in the corner. Andy Fraz to center, shoots it in deep. Burt will stop it and backhand it up the boards. It will come out to center. Randy Cox over to Brown. Brown chips it by. Smith stands up his man. Kyle Rolston skates out to center. Rolston up to Johnston. Johnston shoots, stopped by Burt. Puck behind the net. Johnston, it's in his feet. And it will be Randy Cox who blows a tire but is able to keep things going. Randy Cox, pass over to McMillan. McMillan, long pass up to Terpstra. Terpstra, who's got a huge playoff beard already. Must have grown that in a couple of days. Johnston will bring it out to center for the Winterhawks. Gets it to center and dumps it in. Winterhawks changing as McMillan comes back to get it for Durham. We are 5 minutes into this game. No score between the Durham Thundercats and Saugeen Shores Winterhawks in game one. Jacob Brown carries it out to center. Brown will go wide. Brown, and it's offside with 14:50 to play. These two teams will be back at it tomorrow night in Durham. That will be a 7 o'clock start for game two. And as I said earlier, we will attempt to bring that to you on the live stream, but we're at the mercy of the Wi-Fi in Durham. As long as it works, we'll be able to bring it to you. Puck shot in by the Winterhawks. Durham recovers and brings it out to center. Rigney loses the puck to Tatey. Tatey backhands it back in. No ice. As Dean Nixon plays it for Durham. Long pass up to Väisänen. Väisänen in to Zegel. Pass was too far. It goes into the corner. Brown battling his man Zegel along the boards. Cycled pass to Rigney. He's checked to the boards. And Brent McDermott tries to clear it out. Can't do it as he loses the battle. Along the boards, McDermott knocks his man down. Underwood loses his stick in the slot. Puck poked off. Underwood's got to get that stick right in front. Sinclair makes the save, and he hangs on for the face-off.
Get your lucky programs out. We got plenty of prizes to give away, and not only that, Bruce Telecom will be giving away some gift packs as well tonight. First of all, a gift certificate.
This one keeps catching my elbow and I'm afraid.
Lucky number is 072. That's 072.
Face off to the left of Blake Sinclair. Winterhawks control. Pass up to Andy Mitchell. Too far. Durham holds it in. Well, Mitchell will get it back and get it over to Jay Thompson, who has his stick lifted, and Ben Davis gets it back the other way for the Winterhawks. And that will be set up by Brendan Hafling. Pass over to Quaid. He fans on the pass, and Tremble will put it back in for Durham. Hafling will try it again behind his own net. Greg Wardell, or pardon me, Dave Grant. Evades a check, gets it behind the net. Back to the point. Hafling over to Quaid. Quaid lifts one over the net. Comes right to Jay Thompson. He's looking to the slot. Goes back to the point to Hafling. Hafling misses the net on purpose. Comes out front. Nobody home. Tremble trying to clear it. Andy Mitchell and Dave Grant couldn't hold it in. Winterhawks getting a change here as Nick Quaid gets it up to Mercer, who tips it into the Durham zone. And Kyler Nixon will pass it up to Brendan Ray. Squigna gets wide on Trevor Smith. Squigna to the net. Centering pass. Sinclair has it, and he makes the save. Blake Sinclair making the save there. 12:31 left in the first period. Scoreless here in game one. King Wardell Mercer with Smith and Rolston. Trevor Smith sets things up. Long pass up, too far for Wardell, no icing, as they're going to say he got a stick on it or somebody got a stick on it. Puck popped up on the air in the corner. Chris King hit, and it will be Van Dyke putting it around to Mercer, but Mercer holds it in front. Chris King shot just stopped by Gatlin Burt. Got a shoulder on it. Smith fans on the shot, and Brendan Ray for Durham. And a penalty coming as I think the referee's whistle. It's a slash. And it will be on Chris King, I believe. Chris King takes a slashing call, so that league best power play for Durham goes to work here. They scored 35 power play goals this season. That was the best in the league. And now the Winterhawks will look to stop that power play. Blake Underwood and Andy Mitchell with Greg Tatey and Jacob Brown. It will be Terpstra, Cox, and Brown for Durham with Kyler Nixon and Jeff McMillan on the point. Nixon over to Brown. Brown goes down low to Cox, back to Brown. Brown on the sideboards. Looking at his options. Brown down low to Cox. Jam play right in front. No shot as it goes in behind the net. Brown along the boards for the Winterhawks. Jacob Brown fires it out and down the ice. 30 seconds gone on this power play. Chris King for the slash. McMillan setting things up. Change of penalty killers for the Winterhawks. It's Fraz and Hawk as Kyler Nixon brings it in for Durham. Fraz will clear that one out to center and down the ice. Winterhawks have killed a minute of this power play. Burt will shovel it over to McMillan as Durham looks to set things up here. Final minute of their power play. Brown gains center and gets it over to Cox. Randy Cox into the middle to Brown. Stolen by Hafling and down the ice it goes. 42 seconds left in the man advantage. Kevin Van Dyke. Pass in, Zegel in, shot stopped by Sinclair. Didn't know where it was, but he made the save. Zegel stripped of the puck. Doesn't get out. McMillan, Keith McMillan fans on the shot attempt and clears the zone on his own as Durham cycles back into their own zone to regroup. Visenen, long pass over to Van Dyke. 7 seconds left in man advantage. Stopped by Sinclair. Quaid fans on the shot. 2 seconds left. Back to 5-on-5 as Jay Thompson comes over the boards. Stick handling is Rigney. And Thompson nearly stole that away from Van Dyke into the slot. Rigney's at the net. Stopped by Sinclair. He's got it and he hangs on for the faceoff. 9:38 left in the first period. We are still scoreless here in Port Elgin.
For a gift certificate from Hookin', your local butcher. The lucky program number is 013. 013. And for a Winterhawks mug, courtesy of Saugeen Eye Care, the number 086. 086.
Around it comes to Mitchell. Off the draw, up to Jay Thompson. Thompson into the middle, too far. And it will be Dave Grant centering it. Nobody home as it will be cleared away. And here comes Dean Nixon. That was shoveled at the net. Sinclair holds it out. Andy Mitchell comes back the other way. Mitchell offside as Dave Grant was just over the line. Dave Grant just got ahead of the play there. Brent McDermott shovels one in to the Durham zone. Burt will play it, leaves it for McMillan, who rings it around to Brendan Ray. He's checked on the boards by Underwood, who puts it down low to McDermott. Puck comes out the other side. McMillan will get it up to Lucas Shot. And that is offside as Brendan Ray was just ahead of the play on that one. The other series going on the AA side of the coin, the Shallow Lake Crushers are at the Mapleton Minto 81s. That is a 9 o'clock start in Drayton tonight. And the Petrolia Squires hosting the Tavistock Royals in game 1 of their series. And the Clinton Radars hosting the Huron East Centenaires in game 1 in Clinton tonight. Shot in. Gatlinburg fires it around. In the corner, McMillan puts it up on the glass. Shot. Can't clear it. Second attempt will get out. Trevor Smith back to get it for the Winterhawks. And in it comes, but Durham will clear it back to the point. Mercer holds it in, puts it deep. And it will be Kyler Nixon back for Durham. He will spin away from a check. He's watched closely by Mercer. Leaves it for McMillan. McMillan up to Shot, who puts a high pass into the zone. Tatey pass over to Mercer. Mercer overskates the puck, but gets it up to Chris King. Drops for Wardell into Mercer. Mercer spins and fires, hits a shin pad. Mercer gets it back to the net. Dave Mercer spins away again. He's hit. He loses his stick, but Chris King shoveled that one towards the net. Durham back the other way. It is Bill Terpstra leaving it for Cox. He's checked by Wardell. And that puck will go into the Winterhawks bench for a face-off. 7:09 left in the first period here. Still scoreless between the Winterhawks and Durham Thundercats in game 1. Also getting underway tonight is the Senior A round robin. The Tilsonburg Thunder are in Ripley tonight in what I imagine was a fairly long bus ride. That was an 8:30 start in Ripley tonight against the Wolves. Also taking part in that round robin are the Lucknow Lancers, Shelburne Muskies, and the Milverton four-wheel drives. Terpstra gets it over to Brown as he brings it into the Winterhawks zone. Spins and fires wide of the net. Terpstra behind the net. He's hit by Brown. And Terpstra knocked down as Winterhawks trying to set a physical tone. Behind the net, Brown. He's watched by Tatey. Kazarian hits his man and steals the puck. Fraz out to the neutral zone. He's watched closely by Terpstra. And they just shovel the puck in and get a change. Van Dyke lifts one into the Winterhawks zone. Giving chase is Zegel. Zegel spins around, and that was a bit of an awkward move as both he and Hafling got caught up in each other. Shot into the Durham zone. Jay Thompson gives chase. Mitchell behind the net. Too far for Thompson. Gets through him. Hafling will try to keep it in, trying not to get caught. Mitchell will hold that in, puts it in behind the net to Dave Grant. And it would have been a hand pass, so Grant can't play the puck. And now the puck's okay, so it goes back to the point to Hafling. Shot in, doesn't make it to the net. Mitchell can't hold that one in. Zegel brings it away for Durham. Lift it in, and Sinclair will grab that one and hang on for the face-off. 5:37 left in the opening frame here in game 1. Winterhawks have that red-hot line on the ice of Blake Underwood, Brent McDermott, and Trent Hawk. Trevor Smith and Kyle Rolston on the points here as Hawk controls off the point. Trent Hawk to the net, in shot, stopped by Burt. Underwood gets the rebound and circles out. Back to the point, Kyle Rolston, shot, stopped by Burt. He makes the save and hangs on for the faceoff. Draw controlled by Durham. Tremble behind his own net, puts the backhander up on the glass, comes to Underwood, who puts the backhander into the corner to McDermott. McDermott to Hawk, tries to wrap it around, loses the puck. Underwood fans on the shot. It's behind the net. Underwood will get it back. Spins away from a check. Behind the net, Hawk. Hawk had his stick lifted there, couldn't make a pass. And Kyler Nixon will put one up the glass to Kevin Tremble. And it was nearly held in there as the Thundercats come back the other way. Jason Tremble has his stick lifted by McDermott. Gets another shot over the net. Puck pops up in the air. Trevor Smith will backhand that one. Held in by Nixon. Centering pass. Steered away by Sinclair. And Underwood up to McDermott, who takes a slap shot. Stopped by Burt. As the Winterhawks get a change. Shot will shoot it into the Winterhawks zone. Stopped by Jacob Brown, who sends it the other way. And it's going to be Gatlinbert ringing one around to Keith McMillan. Pass is too far, and it will come back to Greg Tatey in the Winterhawks zone. No icing. Over to Jacob Brown. Long pass up too far, and that will go for icing. 3:54 left in the first period.
Couple more prizes. So Winterhawks 2, courtesy of Power Workers Union. If you have number 055, 055. And a Winterhawks shirt, courtesy of BJS Electric.
Draw is mucked along the boards. It will be Curtis Johnston bringing it out. Johnston shoots it deep. McMillan. He's hit, knocked off the puck. Behind the net, they're battling for it. Curtis Johnston and Fraz as Kazarian gets in there to try to free up the puck. McMillan rings it around to Tatey. Tatey shoots. Stopped by Burt. And that one goes into the corner as Schott tries to clear it out. And it will come out to center. Fraz. Back to Tatey. Tatey over to Fraz. Fraz up to Kazarian. Kazarian has his pass stolen. Squigna in. Josh Squigna knocked down, and there's going to be a penalty. And you watch. Penalty. Is it going to be a penalty shot? It's a trip. I was waiting for that one, but no, it's a 2-minute trip on Jacob Brown. He got the puck, but he got Squigna's feet too, so he's off for tripping, and Durham heads back to the power play. 3:11 left in the first period. At the point, Kyler Nixon over to McMillan. McMillan down low, Terpstra. Passes too far, ringed around the boards, and it will come out to Kyler Nixon. Nixon holds it in to Brown. Brown shoots, goes wide, rings around, and that will come out to the neutral zone. Nixon, long pass up to Brown. Winterhawks trying to get a change of penalty killers as Brown shoots it into deflection, stopped by Sinclair. And it's cleared down the ice as Blake Sinclair kicks out the pad on the deflection. Burt leaves it for his defenseman, Nixon. Nixon avoids the Winterhawks penalty killers, holds up with 1:12 left in the penalty kill. Pass up to Randy Cox. Cox tries to spin around Hafling, doesn't fool him. It's in the corner. Cox behind the net to Terpstra, centering, and it comes down the ice. 57 seconds left in the penalty. Wholesale penalty killer change. It's Fraz and Hawk with Rolston and Smith. Here comes Kyler Nixon. Nixon into the feet of Terpstra. Fraz steals. Fraz and Hawk left it for each other, but danger avoided as it's shot down the length of the ice. Burt will control. Burt will put it behind his own net to Van Dyke. 27 seconds left in the man advantage. Out to the point. Puck chipped away from Ryan Zegel. And it will be Keith McMillan. Over to Van Dyke as Braden Rigney fell down. Trevor Smith steals. 7 seconds left. Over to Kyle Rolston. Rolston shoots down the ice. Too far for Dave Grant, but that will kill the penalty. Back to 5-on-5 they go. Keith McMillan up to Visenen. To Van Dyke. Into Sinclair, makes the save, and he hangs on for the faceoff. 1:03 left in the first period. Still scoreless in game one between the Durham Thundercats and Saugeen Shores Winterhawks. Mitchell will clear that out to center. Thompson tries to get it by. Penalty coming to Durham. Thompson behind the net. Sinclair to the bench, and Durham will play the puck. 52 seconds left as the Winterhawks head to the power play for the first time tonight. And it will be Dean Nixon heading off, and that will be a slash. 52 seconds left in the period as the Winterhawks head to their first power play of the night. We mentioned that was a source of struggle for them this season. Only 16 power play goals scored, the fewest in the league. Kyle Earlston holds it in behind the net. Chris Brown gets it out to center. Blake Underwood gets it back. Underwood tries to make a move. He was going to lose the puck. He comes back to Kyle Earlston. Over to Hawk. Hawk gains the zone. Waits for his set up. Over to Mitchell. Centering pass. And it was too far. Underwood pass into the corner. McDermott pass picked off, and down the ice it goes. 10 seconds left in the period. One last chance. Kyle Earlston. Pass up. And that will do it for the first period. Scoreless after one period of play. Winterhawks with a power play for 1:07 to start the second period. And we'll get the shots on goal in just a moment. That's a good start to this series. Good back and forth.
Goal in the first period for Durham, 10. For Saugeen Shores, 7.
10-7 the shots on goal for Durham after one period of play. And we will be back in about 15 minutes time for the second period. Stand by. That's fine. Doesn't matter. So, Wayne, what'd you have?
9 for us.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. We are set for the second period here at the Plex in Port Elgin. Game 1 between the Durham Thundercats and Saugeen Shores Winterhawks, and we are scoreless after one period of play. Shots on goal were 10-7 in favor of the Durham Thundercats in the first period. Winterhawks are on the power play for the first minute and 7 seconds of the second period. Dean Nixon in the box for Durham.
All right, let's cheer them on. Here are your Saugeen Shores Winterhawks.
Winterhawks starting a line of Kazarian, Johnston, and Fraz with Hafling and Quaid for their power play. Chris Brown and Randy Cox with Jeff McMillan and Kyler Nixon for Durham. Saugeen Shores Winterhawks in white, Durham Thundercats in black. Oh, drop the puck. It's the ref show. Everybody paid to see him. Here we go. Second period underway. Andy Fraz gains the zone, gets it deep. Curtis Johnston in the corner with Nixon. Leaves it there for Kazarian. Fresh ice. Puck was sticking. Kazarian trying to corral it. Back to the point to Hafling. Hafling back to Kazarian. Back to Hafling. Quaid over to Kazarian. Shot stopped by Burt. He hangs on for the faceoff. 37 seconds left in the man advantage. As that was Wayne saying hello as he walked by. Winterhawks win the draw. Hafling to Kazarian. Kazarian down low to Fraz. Fraz back to the point to Hafling. Hafling back to Fraz. Down low to Kazarian. Kazarian overskates the puck on fresh ice to Johnston into the netting and out of play. 19 seconds left in the man advantage.
Would like to say happy birthday to Judy McArthur, who's celebrating a birthday tomorrow. And then yesterday, the Winterhawks said happy birthday to our own equipment manager, Trevor Neeson. who celebrated the birthday yesterday.
In front, Johnston stopped. Quaid overskates the rebound. Hayfling can't hold it in. Johnston, penalty coming to an end. Johnston brings it in, winds, fires, stopped by Burt. Puck, nobody there as it's cleared out to center by Durham. Back to 5-on-5. Shot into the Durham zone. Winterhawks getting a change. It is Mitchell, Thompson, and Grant. Grant shovels that one deep into the corner. Visenen leaves it there. Kyler Nixon picks it up for Durham. Pass out to Jeff McMillan. He skates in. Winds and fires, stopped by Sinclair. He hangs on for the faceoff. Just over a minute and a half into the second period. Scoreless here in Port Elgin in game one. Durham wins the draw behind the net, out front. Jam play. There's Sinclair making the save. Grant wins the draw. Skating it out to center is Kyle Earlston. Pass up to Mitchell. And Thompson is offside despite his protests. Trevor Smith shoots it in. And it will be Durham bringing it back out. Van Dyke goes wide, hit by Smith. Puck rings around to Tremble. Puck pops up over the net as the centering pass. Ben Davis just barely got a stick on it. Behind the net, Van Dyke. Or pardon me, Tremble. Behind the net to Davis. Will come out to center. Van Dyke over to McMillan. McMillan to Tremble. Tremble hit hard by Kyle Earlston. Kyle Earlston. He hits hard. Brock Zinkin found that out last week when the Mapleton Minto 81s were here. Jason Tremble just found out the same thing. He hits hard.
Playing in the second period, Clinton has a 3-0 lead on Huron East. Tavistock leads Petrolia 1-0. Mapleton Minto Shallow Lake is just getting underway. In the OHL, playing in the second.
Winterhawks control off the draw. Jacob Brown pass up into the feet of Trent Hawk. That will go for icing. We come back into the Saugeen Shore zone for the faceoff.
Is that show already scheduled for tonight?
9. Winterhawks almost controlled off the draw, but it was stolen. Squigna. And it comes back into the neutral zone, shot in by Dean Nixon. In the corner, centering pass, misses the net, comes back to the point to Nixon. Nixon shoots through a crowd, goes wide. McDermott will avoid a check. He'll spin away from another check. Loses his footing and comes out to Hawk. Tries to get it to Underwood. Pass was too far. It goes into the Durham zone. Nixon. Nixon stripped of the puck. Penalty coming to the Winterhawks. It will be a slash, and it will be Brent McDermott, I believe. No, it won't be. It'll be Blake Underwood. So Blake Underwood heads off. Winterhawks are tempting fate here Durham, as I've mentioned a few times, the best power play in the league. And they're on their third opportunity here of the game as that draw won cleanly. Nixon at the point. Over.
Penalty to number 20, Brad Pitt. 2 minutes for slashing at 3:53.
In the corner, McMillan. Back to the point. Nixon, shot, stopped by Sinclair. Rebound is there. And it just hits the post. And that is shot down the ice. The rebound was there. And couldn't see the Durham player, but he hit the post. Brown for Durham. Shoots in behind the net. Cox back to the point. McMillan over to Nixon. Brown back to Nixon. Nixon shot, stop.
Correction on the penalty. It goes to Saugeen Shores. Number 20, Blake Underwood gets 2 minutes for slashing.
Comes out front. Sinclair grabs on and hangs on for the faceoff. 1:08 left in the power play. Blake Underwood off for slashing. Shot off the draw is blocked. Comes back to the point to McMillan. Pass over to Nixon. Nixon down low to Väisänen. Väisänen back to the point. Over to McMillan. And Väisänen in the corner. Back to the point to Nixon. Hawk trying to get the puck away from him. Backhanded behind the net. Trevor Smith just out of his reach. Penalty coming to Durham, and it's going to be interference on Ryan Zegel as he got in the way of Trevor Smith. And they will be going to 4-on-4 for 37 seconds. And then the Winterhawks will head to a short power play. 1 minute and 23 seconds. Face-off will come back down into the Durham zone. Draw won by Durham.
Number 22, Ryan Zegel. 2 minutes for interference at 5:16.
McMillan carries to center. To Rigney. Rigney going wide. He has the puck in his feet. He's checked by Jacob Brown. Puck back to the point. Van Dyke. Over to Keith McMillan. Shot. Slap pass over to Rigney. Couldn't handle it. It's in the corner. Rigney. And Väisänen battling with Tatey. Out front, Rigney misses the net. Comes back out to the point to McMillan. Winterhawks now on the power play as Sinclair makes the save. Minute 19 power play.
Sponsored by Bruce Telecom. Remember to go local when choosing your TV, internet, phone, and wireless services. Visit them at brucetelecom.com and check out their new bundles starting at $64.95 per month. Also giving away prize packs tonight. Nikki Walker,
Kazarian, Johnston, Fraz, Hafling, and Quaid.
which you can pick up at the Bruce Telecom.
Winterhawks control off the draw. They set things up behind their own net. Pass up to Fraz, too far. Backhander. Pass out in front of the net. McMillan shot, stopped by Sinclair, and that goes up into the netting. And now it'll play a shorthanded opportunity for Durham. .54 seconds left in the man advantage for the Winterhawks, who have not been able to get anything going, albeit on this shortened power play. Brent McDermott. Winterhawks going with 4 forwards here. Underwood skates into the zone. Underwood taking it to the net. Behind the net. Centering pass. Nobody home. It's stolen by Rigney. And away he goes for Durham. He backhands one in. Sinclair will play it. Passes it up to McDermott. McDermott back the other way. Pass up to Hawk. Trent Hawk. Hawk guarding the puck. Looks out front. Back to the point. Kyle Rolston. Fakes. Shoots. Deflects wide. Hawk over to McDermott. McDermott into the slot. Hawk shoots. Scores! Trent Hawk on the power play. A power play goal, and the Winterhawks are on the board. Trent Hawk in the slot.
It was a Lord Elgin Fish and Chips power play scored by number 91, Trent Hawk.
That's in on Sinclair and held.
Number 27, Brent McDermott. And number 21, Kyle Rolston. Time of the power play goal, 7:05.
So that scoring play, Trent Hawk from Brent McDermott and Kyle Rolston on the power play at 7:05 of the second period. It is 1-0 for the Saugeen Shores Winterhawks. And a little equipment malfunction on Sinclair. Winterhawks control off the draw. Jay Thompson flips it in to the Durham zone. Burt will play it up the glass. Tatey can't hold it in, and that will be a hand pass as it just hit Tatey's hand as he tried to hold that in.
Back to our lucky program numbers now. We have another gift certificate from Allen's Fireside, and the lucky number is 0120. 0120. For a Winterhawks mug, courtesy of Saugeen Eye Care, the number is 101. 101. Prices in the front lobby area.
Greg Tatey. His pass deflected into the zone by Andy Mitchell. Burt will play it around to Nixon, who puts it up to Brown. Shot back into the Durham zone. Burt will play it over to McMillan. McMillan. Pass into the neutral zone. Deflects off of Tremble's stick. And Jacob Brown is back to get it for the Winterhawks. Pass goes into Mitchell. He can't handle it. And it's held in by Durham. Shot goes behind the net. Comes out front. And it's in the corner. Tatey brings that one around. Mitchell. To Kyler Nixon, who sets things up for Durham. Winterhawks getting a change. Pass up. Goes too far. No icing. Rolston takes a hit, makes the play as Andy Mitchell passes too far, and that will go for icing with 11:20 to play here in the second period.
Lord Elgin has picked up Lord Elgin Fish and Chips dinner for two because the Winterhawks scored on a power play. Congratulations to Lisa. We also have, from your lucky program numbers, a gift certificate from Hookin, your local butcher. The lucky number is 0.
Dave Mercer.
092.
Over to Trevor Smith behind the net. Trevor Smith leaves the puck, gets into Chris King's skates. He just backhands it out. Mercer will put it in deep. Bird out to play it. Behind the net, Wardell battling. Squigna will pick it up for Durham. Backhands one up the boards, held in by Smith. He shoots, goes wide. It'll be picked up by Lucas Schott. Chris King backhands it into the Winterhawks, into the Durham zone. Dean Nixon falls down. Wardell's centering pass, nobody home. Comes back to Kyle Rolston on the point, shoots. And Johnston couldn't deflect that one. It hit John Aiken in the face, I believe, the deflection. And here comes Durham the other way, Dean Nixon. As Kyle Rolston will pick it up. Long pass up to Curtis Johnston. Johnston spins back, waits for teammates, puts it behind the net to Kazarian. Kazarian's checked by Squigna. Brown will steal and flip it out to center. Quaid knocks it down, gets it over to Fraz. Winterhawks get onside. Fraz shoots it in. Quaid tries to hold it in, can't do it. Hafling tries to poke it. And if Fraz getting back will steal it. And it gets up to Curtis Johnston. Johnston pokes it into the zone. Kazarian gives chase. He's checked by Squigna. Sticks got up there. It's Terpstra for Durham. And that goes in on Sinclair, who fires one out to center, McMillan. And that goes into the netting and out of play. And that will be a face-off in the neutral zone. 9:28 remaining here in the second period. It is a 1-0 lead for the Saugeen Shores Winterhawks here in game one. A power play goal by Trent Hawk. Van Dyke. Over to Brown, into Van Dyke, stopped by Sinclair. Another shot, stopped by Sinclair. And it comes out into the slot, back to the point. Pass into Cox. Or pardon me, to Brown. Brown. And Terpstra gets it to Cox behind the net. Comes out front, backhander goes up and over. Brown behind the net, backhander up front, stopped by Sinclair, and he makes the save and hangs on.
All right, back to our lucky. As a matter of fact, let's hold off on the lucky program numbers and check your 50-50 tickets. And it's the red one that's going to win a Winterhawks sweater. The lucky ticket number is 2176318.
Shot from the point. And the rebound is cleared away by the Winterhawks. Grant up to Thompson. Thompson to Mitchell. Mitchell in over the line. Takes a hit. Keeps on going. In comes Rigney. He's stood up by Kyle Rolston. And that goes up into the netting and out of play. 8:22 to play here in the second period. At some point in this series, the Durham Thundercats will learn not to cut in on Kyle Rolston, but they haven't yet. Dave Grant to take the draw. Rigney for Durham. Draw controlled by the Winterhawks. Thompson, pass over to Grant. Grant carries it in to center, flips it in. McMillan catches that one, but it's held in by Mitchell. He puts it in behind the net. Thompson gives chase. Thompson behind the net to Grant. Grant centering pass, hits a stick, and it gets away. Stolen by Dave Grant. Grant shoots, stopped by Burt, and there's no rebound. He hangs on for the faceoff.
First Talents Bob would like to say congratulations to Bob Pilger of Southampton. Bob has picked up one of those gift packs, Bob, and they're at the front lobby area of the Bruce Telecom Day.
Chris King, Greg Wardell, Dave Mercer for the Winterhawks. And that wasn't the Durham gate opened. Referee making sure it closed properly. Chris King behind the net. And that shot deflects wide. Durham will try to clear. They do. Comes out to Hafling. Pass over to Quaid. Back to Wardell. Wardell shoots it in on Burt. And it's steered aside in the corner now. Chris King and Wardell back to the point. Hafling. Hafling over to Quaid. Quaid tries to step around. And here's a 2-on-1 for Durham. It's Kevin Tremble. Waits for help. Pass hits a stick. Back come the Winterhawks. Wardell up to Hafling. Hafling with King and Wardell. Pass in, and Dean Nixon picks that one up and steers it into the corner. Out of harm's way as it comes out into the Winterhawk zone. Quaid, backhander. Quaid stops up. Kazarian brings it in. Brian Kazarian goes wide. Loses the puck. And it's Squigna picking up for Durham. Puts it on the glass. Tadia Can't hold it in. Jacob Brown down the ice for icing. 6:32 remaining in the second period. 1-0. Saugeen Shores leads Durham in game one.
Fire Prevention Officer Rob Atkinson of Port Elgin, who also has picked up a Bruce Telecom gift pack. Congratulations, Rob. You can pick it up. You're from the area. I know Robert's here up the booth. We ask you to check out that center ice logo and make sure you
Jacob Brown off the draw. Pass up to Andy Fraz into the corner. Van Dyke pinned to the boards by Fraz. Kazarian. Ray gets it out to center for Durham. Brown avoids a check. Squigna will pick it up. And Schott brings it over the line for Durham. Schott centering pass. And Tatey will pick that one up. Gets it up to Fraz. And that is offside. Yeah, I got it on there. And that's going to be a high stick. Knocked down by a high stick.
Back to your lucky program numbers now for Winterhawks 2, courtesy of
Comes out to the neutral zone on the puck played by a high stick.
041. And for a Winterhawks shirt, courtesy of PJ.
5:41 remaining in the second period. 1-0. Saugeen Shores leads Durham. Underwood wins the draw. Kyle Rolston picks it up behind his own net. Rolston almost has the puck stripped. He loses it at the point. Held in by Durham. Underwood to Hawk. Pass into the middle. And that is flipped back into the Saugeen Shores zone. Trevor Smith, pass up to Underwood. Underwood breaks in, spins away, puts it behind the net to Brent McDermott. McDermott backhands one behind the net. Knocked down by Durham. Kyler Nixon gets it out to center. Winterhawks get it back. Blake Underwood brings it in to Hawk. Centering pass, nobody home. Back come Durham the other way, 3-on-2. Terpstra. He's got Cox and Brown with him. Pass into the skates, and it's in front. They score! Randy Cox, centering pass. Don't know how he got anything on that, but might have hit his skate. Either way, it's in the net. And we are all tied up. Here in the second period, it's 1-1. Terpstra's centering pass. And Randy Cox got a stick on it. Got it by Sinclair. Tied 1-1. And another ref show at center ice.
Goal scored by number 5.
Keep your toenails out of the circle.
Number 24, Bill Terpstra.
And
number 5, Chris Brown. Time of the Durham goal, 15.
Winterhawks get it in the neutral zone. Dave Grant shot in. Nixon up the boards. And that goes into the Sinclair, who plays it off the glass out to center and down the ice. That'll be icing. 4:07 left in the second period. That scoring play for Durham is Randy Cox from Bill Terpstra and Chris Brown at 15:18 of the second period. Shot deflects over the netting and off the compressor, and Out of play, 4:01 to play in the second period. Winterhawks control off the draw. Chris King bats one out to center. Shot back into the Winterhawks zone. Quaid backhands one up to Dave Mercer. Mercer hits a pass, hits a stick, goes into the Durham corner. Nixon puts it into the feet of Chris King. Wardell battling with Nixon. Wardell can't get a shot away as Nixon lifts his stick. Mercer pins him to the boards. Nixon throws the puck up to Rigney. And in they come as that move by Ziegel goes in on to Sinclair. He makes the save. Cross check will come up. 2 cross checks each. So that'll be offsetting penalties, I believe. Ziegel and we'll see. Chris King. So Ziegel and Chris King head off on offsetting minors. 2 each for cross-checking, so it stays 5-on-5. And I really think that should be 4-on-4. Should have 4-on-4 as often as you can, but it'll be 5-on-5. Kazarian, Johnston, Fraz with Tatey and Brown. Draw 1. Van Dyke scores! Off the draw! Clean win right out to the point. And Kevin Van Dyke blasted that one by Blake Sinclair. It's 2-1 for Durham. McMillan for Durham shoots it into the Winterhawk zone.
Durham and Soggy Shores. Durham number 22, Ryan Ziegel.
Up to Johnston.
To Soggy Shores number 4, Chris King.
In comes Johnston. Looks out front. Johnson stopped by Burt.
1942. Durham goal scored by
In the corner, their battle.
Chris Brown. Assist number 8, Ben Davis. Time of goal 16:44.
Okay. I'm not sure those players were on the ice for the goal, but it was a blast from the point by Van Dyke, but he's left off the score sheet. Sits at Chris Brown from Ben Davis, I guess. We'll see if they correct that one. Trent Hawk shoots, hits the netting, and goes out of play. And they're going to say that's outside.
Let's check those 50-50 tickets. This is the red ticket because we're still looking for a winner of the sweater off the back of our Soggy Shores Winterhawk. The lucky red ticket is 217-6318. 217-6318. We need you to register at Ford's Pro Shop now because we give away the sweater at the end of this period.
Kyle Rolston, pass hits a skate shot, has the puck stolen off of his stick. And Kyle Rolston will bring it to center to Trent Hawk. Pass too far. Gets into Hawk, and he stopped, rebound, scores! Trent Hawk! Trent Hawk on the second opportunity, tied up 2-2. Trent Hawk had a second opportunity, banged it in. We are all tied up 2-2. A minute, 15 seconds later, and we're all tied up.
The Hawks have tied it up on the second goal tonight by number 91, Trent Hawk. Assist number 21, Kyle Rolston, and number 27, Brent McDermott. Time of the goal, 17:29.
McMillan sets up behind his own net. 2 minutes to go in the second period. And penalty coming to the Winterhawks. And it will go to McMillan in the slot. Centering pass, shot. It's Finn on an extra attacker for Durham. Shot from the point, shot. Stopped, and that will be called. It will be on Andy Mitchell for something. Andy Mitchell's heading off. And it will be a slash on Mitchell. So Mitchell off for slashing. 1:43 left in the period. Durham to the power play. They are 0 for 3 tonight with the man advantage. Winterhawks control off the draw. Quaid leaves it there for
2 minutes for
Cox.
18-17.
And that comes out to the point. Down behind the net, Terpstra looking out front. Terpstra. Pass is picked up by Fraz. Away comes Blake Underwood. Blake Underwood on his own. Underwood shoots high and over the net. Kept in by Quaid, who will just put it in behind the net as the Winterhawks look to kill some time. Kyler Nixon for Durham. To Randy Cox. Quaid to Hawk. Hawk gets it out. Last minute to play in the... Trent Hawk stopped. Rebound is there, and the net comes off as Kyler Nixon conveniently backs into the net, making sure it comes off as the Winterhawks were going to have a point-blank opportunity, but don't you hate it when that happens? Winterhawks asking for a penalty there, but not going to get it. 50 seconds left in the period, 1:07 left in the power play. Dave Grant and Trent Hawk, the penalty kill forwards. Greg Tatey and Jacob Brown. Van Dyke, Kyler Nixon, Braden Rigney, Cody Vizenen, and Brendan Ray for Durham. In the corner, Tatey battling. Vizenen comes away with it. 27 seconds left in the period. Centering pass comes out to the point. It is Rigney pinned to the boards by Hawk. Winterhawks trying to get these last few seconds down. Puck drops in front. Sinclair falls on it. And he will hang on for the faceoff. 14 seconds left on the clock. .8 on the clock. 31 seconds on the power play. Fresh complement of penalty killers for the Winterhawks. Kazarian and Johnston. It is Trevor Smith and Kyle Rolston. Puck chipped out to center by Curtis Johnston. 8 seconds left in the period. Kyler Nixon spins back 5 seconds. Pass up. Shot in. Sinclair makes the save, and that will do it for the second period. Tied up 2-2 after 2. Durham will be on the power play for 16 seconds to start the third period. We'll get the shots on goal in just a moment.
Shots on goal in the second period for Durham, 13, or a two-period total of 23. Saugeen Shores, 10, a two-period total of 17.
Shots on goal after 2 periods of play. Durham 23, Saugeen Shores 17. Trent Hawk scores a pair in the second period. Winterhawks tie it up late. 2-2 after 2. We will be back with the third period in about 15 minutes. Stand by. Jesse, how are you?
Not bad.
Good.
Time now for the starter off of winter off match. And tonight, our sweater belongs to number 5, Jacob Brown. Sponsored by Roasters Texas. And our winner tonight is Jason Parker out of Fort Elgin. And we have the Roaster brothers up there to help celebrate. And there, the sweater, Jacob Brown, for Jason Parker, great little present, attending his first playoff game. Thank you to Roasters Texas for sponsoring the sweater and indeed supporting Saki Shores.
All right. Sitting on the couch, you're out there. That was me. Somebody caught on to it, and they worked it for for you. Oh, yeah, big guy. Walk today. Walk today. Walk today. Can we go up on the trail there and walk? It's good now. A little bit country. That's usually where I go with my dog. Something about it. You got anything right off me? Go to dog park. Warm week, here in Hamilton on Wednesday, it was 17 degrees. No snow at all, not a bit. Yeah, that's it. But we'll have February half in by then. So.
We're getting there. Go here pretty quick. Is the girl home this weekend?
Yep.
See her. That's her sitting there. Oh, I see her now. So who's in charge? Victoria or who's here? Really her job? Takes her over. Oh, you don't have to do it? Oh. During tomorrow? Leave it. During tomorrow?
Yep.
I don't know. My mother lives in Canada. I'd like to go. If we win tonight, we might go. If we lose, I don't know. I hate going there. Always, I like the games there, but usually something fucking going there all the time. But we got 2 referees, so that helps. Yeah.
Take out hats.
Beers. Okay. No. This is very.
Take out hats.
Well, better get a goal here.
TV crew. I'm the big dog. Not usually. Oh, that's I keep checking this because sometimes I don't think I have it quite far enough.
Not yet. I'm working on it.
There they go. We are signing Shores.
Welcome back. Third period just about set to get underway. Saugeen Shores Winterhawks and Durham Thundercats tied 2-2 after 2 periods of play here in game 1. Trent Hawk opened the scoring in the second period at 7:05 on the power play from Brent McDermott and Kyle Rolston. Then at 15:18, Durham's Randy Cox tied it up 1-1. Followed shortly at 16:44.
Thanks for letting us know.
And then at 17:29, Trent Hawk, he tied it up again from Rolston and McDermott. Shots on goal after 2 periods of play, 23-17. Saugeen Shores Winterhawks in white, Durham Thundercats in black. Durham on the power play for 16 seconds to start the third period here. And we are underway. Jacob Brown controls off the draw. Over to Tatey. Tatey will spin and fire down the ice. And that should pretty well do it for the penalty. Andy Mitchell coming out. Mitchell steps out of the box, back to 5-on-5. Underwood steals at the blue line. Blake Underwood breaks in, spins back, tries to get it back to the point. Terpstra picks it up. Thundercats back the other way. Durham. Terpstra stops, waits. He backhands one into the corner. Brown and Cox behind the net, centering pass, steered away by Underwood. Tatey rings it around the boards. McDermott waiting for it. Knocks it out to center. And it will be turned over to McDermott. McDermott in over the line. Brent McDermott goes wide behind the net. Backhander goes wide. And Terpstra will turn it over to Underwood. Underwood behind the net. Underwood spins back to McDermott. It's in his feet. He's checked by Nixon. Underwood skates out of the corner. And it will be shot into the Durham zone as both teams get a change. Jeff McMillan. As that pass up from Nixon goes too far, and that will go for icing. We are just over a minute and a half into the third period. It is 2-2 between the Saugeen Shores Winterhawks and the Durham Thundercats.
0-3-0. That could be picked up in the front lobby area.
Face off. Won by the Winterhawks. Shot doesn't get through. In the corner, battling away. Kazarian. Into the Johnston shot goes wide. Comes back out to the point. Hafling settles it down and puts it behind the net to Kazarian. Tries to center it. Johnston spins back, puts it behind the net. Kazarian fights off a check. Kazarian out front. Bouncing puck behind the net. Rigney carries it out. Braden Rigney shoots it in deep. Sinclair makes the save. He'll hang on, and he'll get a face-off. If you're watching this and the feed is a little fuzzy, we apologize. There's nothing we can do about it. It's purely internet speed, and if there's a lot of people on the network, well, it can slow down a little bit. Centering pass out front. And the Winterhawks steal. Kyle Rolston, 2-on-2 with Andy Mitchell. Drop back to Jay Thompson. Thompson shot stopped by Burt. In the corner. Centering pass. Nobody home, and it's in the corner. battled for it. Mitchell and Brown, and it's chipped out to center. Trevor Smith will pass it in, and that is offside. 17:09 to play here in the third period. 2-all tie between the Winterhawks and Thundercats. Game 2 tomorrow night in Durham, 7 o'clock. We do plan to bring that one to you via the live stream, but as always, it depends on if technology cooperates with us, and you just never know. So no guarantees, but hopefully. Lucas shot for Durham. Takes it in behind the net. Centering pass, Squigna gets a stick on it, stopped by Sinclair. Mercer tries to clear it out off the draw, held in, shot goes wide, comes around. Wardell, shot in. Behind the net, Chris King steals. Couldn't get a stick on it to center it. McMillan will pick it up and get it over to Brendan Ray. Pass out to Schott. Lucas Schott hangs onto it, waits for help. Gets it over to Ray. Ray behind the net to Squigna. Squigna knocked off the puck. Hits the referee and comes out front. Chris King picks it up. And it goes into the Durham zone. Chris King gives chase in the corner to Wardell. Wardell looking out front. Back to the point. Nick Quaid fans on the shot. Gets it in his feet. And his second attempt at it is deflected into the corner. And bringing it out is Kyler Nixon. Nixon, pass to Quaid. Quaid back the other way. Mercer deflects it in. Gatlin Burt. Shot in from Quaid, deflect. Brett McDermott scores! Brett McDermott! What a night for Brett McDermott. 3 points. Winterhawks up 3-2. Brett McDermott, his third point of the night. The Winterhawks are up with 15 and a half to play. Trent Ock into McDermott.
Go-ahead goal scored by number 27, Brent McDermott.
Terpstra. And no penalty. Trent Ock. McDermott from Kazarian and Quaid. Winterhawks are trying for another one behind the net. McDermott shoots, stopped by Burt. He hangs on. 14:42 to play. 3-2.
50 out. Somebody's going home with $530. That somebody has to own a green ticket. And that somebody has to have ticket number 403-3241.
Johnston centering pass. Visinen picks it up, comes back the other way for Durham. Visinen. Into Sinclair, he makes the save and hangs on.
At Gordon's Pro Shop. Congratulations. We still have some prizes to give away via the lucky program numbers. Gift certificate from the Nationals Fireside is 062.
Face off to the right of Blake Sinclair. Zegel shoots, stopped by Sinclair, gloves that one, hangs on. And another face off. Trevor Smith up to Johnston. Johnston carries it to center, shoots it into the Durham zone. Fraz gives chase with Dean Nixon. They battle away in the corner. Johnston, back of the net. Kazarian, back out in the slot. Rolston off the post. Hits the crossbar and out of play. Kyle Rolston walked right in. Beautiful pass by Kazarian. And it hit the crossbar and out of play it goes. 14 minutes to go. 3-2 for the Saugeen Shores Winterhawks. Shot in off the draw. Durham back the other way. It is Zegel. Shoots it in deep. Tatey up the glass. Into the corner. Mitchell and Zvisanen putting it around the other side for Durham. McMillan will pick it up and backhand it up to Zegel. Rigney. Shot is deflected into the corner. Zvisanen puts it behind the net. Mitchell up to Thompson, too far for him. Nixon gets it for Durham. McMillan up to Mitchell. Mitchell in the neutral zone. Pass up to Dave Grant. Grant drops it for Thompson to Grant. Grant in the corner, checked by Nixon. They're battling away. Grant knocked down. Quaid. Mitchell. In the corner, Thompson. Thompson skates out, back to the point. Hayfling shot over the net. Picked up by Van Dyke. And it will be Zegel shooting it in. He didn't make it to center, but they didn't call it icing. Held in, stolen by Mercer. Mercer breaks in, got a man going to the net. Mercer shot blocked by Van Dyke. And and Chris King is laying on top of Gatlin Burt. And he didn't want to get up, and Winterhawks didn't have the puck, so the whistle didn't go. Chris King's going to go for goaltender interference as he ran over Gatlin Burt. Knocked his mask off, apparently. And the Winterhawks strategy coming into this series was to get in Gatlin Burt's face, but I don't think to that extent, as Chris King runs him over, and he's not happy as he feels he was helped into him. .11:58 to play, third period. Chris King off for goaltender interference. And Durham on the power play, 0 for 4 tonight.
Chris King, 2 minutes for goaltender interference.
Shot from the point, down low. It's in, no goal, held out. Sinclair made the save. Another save by Sinclair. It's in. No goal. No goal. And we have a unsportsmanlike. Oh no, they're calling it a goal now. So the referee was emphatic that it wasn't in the net, and now he's emphatic that it was in the net. It's a goal for Durham, and it's tied up. Is it at this point I remind you that it's a Kincardine officiating crew? So that was a bit of a 180 by the referee. He was emphatic that the puck was on the line, and then he changed his mind and was emphatic that it was in. So now he calls it a goal. We are all tied up. Power play goal by Durham. Shot. In it goes. And hit in the face is Kyle Rolston. Kyle Rolston got a stick in the face. This, the intensity just stepped up a little bit. Kyle Rolston not happy, got a stick in the mouth, and again, the officiating crew is from Kincardine, so face off outside. 11:17 to go, all tied up 3-3. Backhander wide of the net. Winterhawks the other way. Up to Kazarian. Hits the linesman's skate. It hit Jeremy Beatty's skate as it shoveled in. Behind the net, Tatey. Up to Fraz. Leaves it for Johnston. Johnston over the line. Carries it in. Shot wide. Kazarian. Behind the net, Fraz. At the net, misses. Cox will pick it up for Durham. 3-on-3. Cox makes a move. Doesn't get by him. And it's Thompson picking it up for the Winterhawks. Jay Thompson. Jay Thompson taking it to the net, behind the net. Knocked off his stick. Hafling will hold it in. At the net, deflects wide. Dave Grant just deflecting that one wide. 10 minutes to go. Tied up 3-3. Vizon in for Durham. In the corner. Quaid spins behind a check. Quaid up to Thompson. To Mitchell. Mitchell fighting off a check. Penalty coming to Durham. Dave Grant, extra attacker on for the Winterhawks, and it's blown down. Penalty to Durham. And it will be a hook as the Winterhawks head to their third power play of the night. It will be Keith McMillan heading off. So the Winterhawks 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. They're looking to go ahead again. They are up on the power play. It's 3-3, 9:30 to go. Here comes Vizenen, one-on-one with McDermott. Knocked down, and Sinclair makes the save.
We thank you, Bruce Telecom, for sponsoring tonight's game and being a supporter of the Saugeen Shores Winterhawks. We have 2 more prize packs to give away. Murray Loziak, Port Elgin, you picked up one of the prize packs.
Kyle Rolston leaves it for McDermott.
And you can pick them up.
Winterhawks going with 4 forwards again. Pass deflected in the neutral zone. Back to Kyle Rolston it goes. Rolston gets through. Kyle Rolston in. Shot scores! Kyle Rolston! Kyle Rolston on the power play. The Winterhawks are up 4-3.
It's a power play goal for the Saugeen Shores Winterhawks. Scored by number 21, Kyle Olsen.
Shot from the point, deflects wide.
Assist number 27, Brent McDermott.
4-point night for Brent.
Blake Underwood.
McDermott, a 4-point night.
10:57.
Offside to call there. 8:42 to play. The goal on the power play. Kyle Rolston from Brent McDermott and Blake Underwood at 10:57 of the third period. Winterhawks up 4-3 with 8:42 to play. Kevin Van Dyke shoots it in for Durham. Rings it around. Hafling falls down, takes his man with him as the puck comes out to center. Jay Thompson fights off a check. Thompson shot stopped by Burt.
Fans, I can tell you that next Saturday is the next home game between these two clubs in this best of 7 quarterfinal. And on Saturday, February 13th, we will be having the Miller Insurance $50,000 shootout. And we have our 3 finalists. We have congratulations going out to Jim Rigger, Joanne Kingston, and Mike Smith. Jim Rigger, Joanne Kingston, and Mike Smith. Make sure you check in with Gordon.
Puck into the Durham zone.
And you'll get all the details.
Dean Nixon tries to clear it out, doesn't make it. Chris King keeps it in. Knocked down. Physical play by the Durham bench. Kept in by the Winterhawks. Goes high over the net. Pass up by Aiken. Goes too far. No icing. Kyle Rolston back to get it. Shot in by Wardell. 7 minutes to go. In the corner, battling away, Squigna hit, but he gets it around to Dean Nixon. Nixon to Schott, who backhands one in deep. It will be Kyler Nixon for Durham. 7:12 to go. Puck in to the Saugeen Shore zone. Kyle Rolston. Up to Johnston. Pass goes too far, and that will go for icing. 7:02 left here in the third period.
Congratulations to Terry Keeling of Owen Sound, who picks up $530 in tonight's 50-50 draw. We'll have another big one come February 13th. You can't miss that game. A lot going on, and it's going to be exciting.
At the point, McMillan shoots, doesn't make it to the net. Cleared out to center by the Winterhawks. Under 7 to go. Winterhawks up 4-3. Terpstra over the line. Fraz, pass over to Johnston. Johnston into the Durham zone. He goes wide. Johnston behind the net. Fraz hits his man. Puck behind the net. The battle ensues. Johnston comes away with it, tries to wrap it around. Doesn't get it to the net. In the corner, Blake Underwood. Fraz will go for a change. Underwood waiting for McDermott to come on the ice. Underwood continues to avoid checks. McDermott shots over the net. Brown can't hold it in, and it comes out to center. Tatey puts it back on the glass. Picking it up is Chris Brown. Underwood steals it back. Penalty coming to Durham. Greg Tatey. And that is offside. It will be a hook. And it will be Bill Terpstra heading off for hooking. 5:42 to play. Winterhawks heading to the power play. They are 2 for 3 with the man advantage tonight. (4-3), Saugeen Shores leads Durham here in game 1. 5:42 to play, and the Winterhawks are on the power play. And an extra penalty to Durham, misconduct, I believe. Terpstra has been given 2 and 10. Is that right? Oh, and now it's McMillan, and McMillan's in the box. Terpstra came out as they're deciding who got the penalty. And it will be Jeff McMillan for hooking. Terpstra back to the Durham bench. Kazarian, Fraz, Johnston, Hafling, and Quaid on the power play.
Number 2, Jeff McMillan. 2 minutes for hooking at 14-18. We need more noise.
Kazarian. Kazarian to Fraz. Fraz back to the point to Hafling. Hafling to Quaid. Quaid shoots through a crowd. Stop. Rebound. Kazarian. Fraz stopped by Bird, and he hangs on. Kazarian whiffed on the rebound. That was right there. It went to Fraz, but that gave Bird enough time to get over and make the save.
0-4-9. Winterhawks love, courtesy of Saugeen Eye Care, goes to 0-2-0.
Hafling over to Quaid. Shot. It was blocked by Vazinen. Away comes Rigney. Rigney pops up in the air. It's knocked away. Fraz leaves it for Hafling. Up to Kazarian. They gain the zone. Kazarian down low behind the net to Johnston. Poked around. Vazinen will pick it up, and they will shovel it out. Rigney. And knocked down is Underwood, but at this point, they're not going to get a 5-on-3, so unless it's a homicide. So away they go. Behind the net, jam play. Sinclair the save. He hangs on. Short-handed opportunity for Braden Rigney. He hangs on. Face-off in the Winterhawks zone. 43 seconds left in the man advantage.
The lucky number is 139. That's 139. Congratulations to all our winners tonight.
Kyle Earlston carries it up. Kyle Earlston in over the line. Rolston to Hawk. In the corner, Underwood. Out to Hawk. Shot. Stop. Rebound is there. They score! Fred Hawk, the hat trick! Fred Hawk has a hat trick. And the Winterhawks are up 5-3. Couple of hats ended up on the ice. Either got tucked under the netting, or that's a heck of an arc. 5-3, the Winterhawks lead. 3:57 left in the third period. On the hat trick goal by Trent Hawk.
Power play goal, and indeed it was a hat trick for number 91. Assist number 16, Andy Mitchell. And number 20,
Vising into center, and that's offside. 3:31 to play. Winterhawks up 2. Looking to close this one out and take a 1-0 series lead into Durham tomorrow night. A 7 o'clock start for Game 2 tomorrow night in Durham. Game 3, 8:30 next Friday night in Durham again. And then Game 4 here at the Plex next Saturday night. That is February 20th, a 7:30 start. Greg Tatey gets it. McMillan up to Rigney. Rigney brings it in, tries to make a move on Brown. He's knocked down. Behind the net, Visinen. And it comes out to center. Andy Fraz pokes it by. Curtis Johnston in alone. Curtis Johnston can't handle the puck, and Gatlin Burke took a swipe at him. It's nice to see Burt's kept his composure this early in the series. Trent Hawk waits. Under 3 to go. Hawk shoots it in. And he hangs on.
We'd like to say congratulations to Arlene Smith of Shelburne. She had her name in the power play box. And she wins dinner for 2 from Lord Alvin Fish and Chips. Congratulations, Arlene.
.243 to play. Winterhawks up 2. Face off to the left of Gatlin Burt, who threw a nice check on Curtis Johnston on that last play. Smith puts it behind the net. Van Dyke back up the boards. Ray back to Van Dyke in the middle. Ralston. Blake Underwood goes wide, puts it behind the net. Winterhawks happy to kill time. Here comes Squigna for Durham. Into the corner. Ralston takes a hit. Squigna. Ralston steals. He'll put it on the boards and out to the neutral zone. Trent Hawk, too far for him. Dean Nixon puts it into Underwood. Underwood puts it back into the Durham zone. 2 minutes to go. Durham needs 2. Shot. Puts it into Blake Underwood. Underwood will turn it back. Gain the line. Knocked down. Nixon up to Kyler Nixon. Burt to the bench. 6 attackers for Durham. Hayfling in the corner. Back to the point. McMillan winds and fires through a crowd. Doesn't make it. Right in front. Cleared away. Dave Grant will chip it off the glass and down the ice. 1:25 to go. Kyler Nixon back to get it. No icing. Behind the net. Quaid. He's checked by Terpstra. Up the boards. Kyler Nixon holds it in. Shoots down low. Behind the net, Terpstra. Out front. Back to the point, McMillan. Behind the net to Terpstra. In front. Out front. Spot shot is blocked by Grant. In the corner, behind the net, Terpstra. Looking out. Jam play. And Quaid will come away with it. Quaid flips it up in the air and down the ice. 43 seconds. Back to Nixon. Mitchell knocks him off the puck. Andy Mitchell with an empty net. Misses the net. Nixon. 29 seconds. Kyler Nixon. Pass up to Brown. Into Randy Cox. Cox takes it to the net. Cox stops up. Backhander at the net. Terpstra. Out front, shot, goes wide. In the corner. It's behind the net, comes out front. Johnston picks it up, 5 seconds left, the Winterhawks win. Oh, 1.3, I jumped the gun, but 1.3 left. The Winterhawks are going to take a 1-0 series lead 5-3 will be the final score. Brent McDermott, 4 points tonight. Trent Hawk, a hat trick. Blake Sinclair, his 100th career WOAA win. As the Winter Hawks win this one 5-3.
Player of the game with 3 assists and a goal, number 27, Brent McDermott. The Sauget Shores Winterhawks welcome Hockey Day and Canada officials to the town as part of the International Tournament.
And tomorrow night, we will have Game 2 on here. 7 o'clock start in Durham. And as long as technology holds out, we will bring that to you on the live stream. Check back around 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We will be in Durham for Game 2. Good night, everybody.